Everybody wants to talk about LeBron James. Everybody wants to talk about Rich Paul. Everybody wants to talk about Bronny James. I've seen such a, I guess, a spectrum of reactions and emotions. I've seen people like Bill Plaschke, who works for the LA Times, who writes, is a beat writer in LA, says that this is gonna be the worst thing that they can be able to do, is distracting to the Lakers. I see people saying that this is so bad for the league. I see people saying that, oh, LeBron, I can't wait for LeBron James to just be out of the league because he just does it whatever he wants. I see people that say, well, this kid is not talented enough to be in the NBA, and it's not fair that he's taking up another opportunity from somebody. Here's what I'm going to say. Nepotism, and this form of nepotism, has always been an NBA thing. You have head coaches right now in the league. Their fathers were head coaches in the NBA. So how the fuck did they get there? Executives that pass on teams to their children when the children are not qualified to run the fucking team. It's all around you. Problem is, what they don't like is the fact that LeBron is doing it. Remember, I sat here and told you that I don't like Giannis and his brother's form of nepotism, right? Where he is forcing his brother onto these sneaker companies. He should earn it, right? It's the way I look at things. LeBron James might have opened the door for his son to play basketball in the NBA. But newsflash, there were several teams that were interested in drafting this kid outside of the Lakers. His agent kind of swayed or dissuaded teams to draft him. Guess what else is not a shock? That. You know how many players get selected in the second round or don't get selected in the second round because their agents are trying to dictate where they go? Austin Reeves, who's a Laker player right now, white player, his agent told teams not to draft him because he was more open to picking a place that was more suited for him rather than being drafted somewhere you didn't want to go. And maybe you couldn't develop the way you could. It happens all the time. But because it's LeBron James, it's a big fucking deal. See where I'm getting at? Is that just because it's him, just because people hate LeBron James, they're going to put all of this bullshit on this kid. Anybody who has a problem with Bronny, you need to check yourself. He's a 19-year-old kid. I had people, you've heard the conversations. He averaged 4 points in college. He doesn't deserve to be in the league. But here's what I'm going to ask. When was the last fucking time you heard somebody mention that this kid had a heart attack? I'll wait. I would love to know anybody out there, and I'm going to look into the camera. Love to know anybody out there, if you love jogging and you end up getting a fucking heart attack jogging, how long it would take you to go back jogging.
I feel like a lot of people won't even go back.
They probably won't. Right? Out of the fear. But we don't hear that about Bronny. We don't hear about how much of a physical toll that could have probably taken on you, and it took him a while to get his legs back. They only see well, he only averaged 4. You're a fucking idiot. And I'm somebody who I will hear conversations. I'm not gonna argue with you. It's your point. I can say on my platform that you're a fucking idiot, though. Because if you judge a 19-year-old kid, who are you? You think if Michael Jordan played until he was in his 40s and his sons had a chance to play, that he wouldn't try to get them where he was at? What are we talking about here? I'm a parent. You guys are going to be parents someday. Whoever's out there that is a parent, that aspires to be parents someday, you will do everything in your power to make sure that you give your kid a fighting chance to succeed. No matter what avenue it is. What makes this so different? He may give him the opportunity, but it's up to Bronny to be able to seize that opportunity. Just because you get invited doesn't mean you get to stay. You have to earn it. And for a kid that had a heart attack, for a kid that's the son of a billionaire, newsflash, he doesn't have to do this. Nobody wants to talk about that. He really doesn't have to play basketball. He's choosing to play basketball because he loves it. And he wants to see how far he can be able to succeed. I don't see a problem with that.
No, even like it's not gonna be easy for him. Even
No.
like, with his struggles and then just the name.
It's bad, and that's why LeBron James nicknamed him Bronny. His real name is LeBron James Jr. Do you understand the type of pressure that is to live up to? People are already, I've had friends hit me up and say, well, there's a lot of expectation. No, you set the expectation because of who his father is. Why don't you just let the kid be who he is? He can be really good, or he might flush out. Who knows? Let's see. Let's see what he's worth. Because I know that this kid getting a heart attack and came back to play, he has a lot of guts. And for a kid that can be able to go through that at 18 years old and still have the guts and the fortitude and the heart to keep going and not listen to the noise, shame on anybody that thinks that this is a problem. He was the 55th pick in the second round, or in the round, or just in the draft period. 5 picks away from not being drafted, and we're talking about it. When was the last 55th pick you ever fucking talked about in basketball? That's the problem. Is that people are so set on seeing LeBron James lose and fail that they will pass that on to his child. That's sick. Grow the fuck up. Because that 19-year-old kid shows a lot more maturity than a lot of these people. Moving on.